And I'm going to try and make a trip from Bakersfield, California to LA, over the Grapevine with an 11 bar Leaf. You can see that it has 11 bars if you want to sit there and count them. I'm currently charging up. We're at 96%. I don't know if you can't see that, but we're at 96%, using the fast charger. So we're going to charge up here at Nissan in Bakersfield, and we're going to try and hit the charger in Lebec. It's an EVRS charger at a Motel 6. I've been there before, but that's kind of the tricky thing, is I bought this car in Burbank, so I've drove the trip back, but I've never actually drove it up the hill. For those who aren't familiar with what the Grapevine is, it's a huge hill that separates the Central Valley and LA in California. Hill isn't, it's a mountain pass. It's the Tejon Pass. It's kind of, when you're in Bakersfield, you're in a bowl, and any direction you go, you're gonna have to climb stuff. So this is probably the easiest way. I've heard of people going to like Tehachapi and things like that, going over the passes that way, and I don't know how that would work, but they installed a quick charger in Lebec. So let's see if we can make that. It's like 45 miles. It's something simple, 40 miles, something like that. But the problem is that by the time you hit it, you're at like a couple thousand feet. So it's pretty much straight uphill. So we're going to see if you can make it an 11 bar Leaf. We're at 97% now. One of the good things about stopping here at Bakersfield Nissan is the fact that it's next to the freeway. So that'll help us out a little bit. We'll be able to jump on the 99 and then merge onto the 5 and start climbing the hill. I tried this trip once with the family, and it didn't work. We got scared at the end and turned around. I did bring a level 1 charger with me. That's all I have. So if I do break down, I can charge, but I'll be there for a week. So we're going to see if we can do this. I have a trip coming up, not tomorrow, but the next day, where I have to go to LA, and I really would like to take the Leaf. It has my XM radio. It has all that stuff. I don't want to take a gas car. I'd rather take this one. So I want to know if it can make it, or if I'm going to break down. Let's see. Alright, we got 62 miles left. We got 34 miles left on the trip. And we haven't hit the hill yet. We've been steadily climbing, but we haven't hit the major part of the hill yet. So we'll see what happens. So 18 more miles, 19 more miles to go. I got 14 on the gasometer. I'm doing 22 miles an hour behind a big rig. We'll see how this goes, because it's cutting it real close, but we'll see if we'll make it. I had to make a quick stop. Wasn't going to make it all the way to the quick charger, so I'm at the Shell subway station that PlugShare talked about. Station. It's not a station. It's a level 1 plug. Good thing about the charger, I guess. So I'm going to try and charge up here enough to just to make it to the quick charger. That's, I think it was 11 miles away from here. But yeah, we'll sit here for 2 hours and charge up a little bit. Well, I charged for an hour on level 1. It got me 4 miles, which is low. Once I started driving, I was on top of the Tejon Pass, and I was able to come down, and I regened, I don't know, a couple miles. It was, I was doing about 37 miles an hour with the hazard lights on, but it was regenning the whole time. So that was a plus. So I got here with 5 miles flashing. If I hadn't have spent the last hour over there, I would be, that was 5 to 6 miles worth of a charge. So I don't know how much reserve there is in the Leaf. If anybody knows, please leave a comment. I would like to know if there's any reserve once this thing goes down to 0 miles. But yep, I made it. We're here at the EVRS, I think is EV Express, whatever it's called, on top of the Grapevine in Lebec. So hopefully it works, and we'll get a charge. And if we've made it this far, we can make it to Castaic and so on. So after sitting there charging for that whole time, I am not going to do the rest of this trip. But if you can make it to this point, you can make it over the hill, because I've done that before. So I've done it coming the other way. I know you can get to Castaic, Valencia, all those places once you charge here. So Can a 11 bar Nissan Leaf make it to LA from Bakersfield? Yes. Is it fun? Absolutely not. I won't be doing it again. Maybe a trip to Fresno or somewhere north because there's a lot more quick charge stations. Definitely not coming over this pass again. I just really hope that this charger works. It's now 2:14 in the morning. I just want to go home. Alrighty, well, let's see if it works. Well, the quick charger didn't work. When I called customer service, they said that my battery was too hot. I had 4 bars in the temperature for the battery, so I know that wasn't the case, but I know that I have a low battery warning on. So he suggested that I level 1 charge long enough to turn the low battery warning off. So I've been sitting here for a little over an hour. It's like 4 in the morning. I only have 7 miles till empty. So if this charger doesn't work, then I need to get the vehicle towed. So we'll continue to level 1 charge, I guess, until the low battery warning goes off. I'll try the level 3 again, and if it doesn't work, I don't know. I don't really want to sit for 10 hours while it level 1 charges. So we'll see what happens. So it's now 6 in the morning. I'm back where I started at Nissan. Oh, that was a long adventure. So the one charger on top of the grapevine, the one quick charger, was down, and I had to get the car towed back to Bakersfield. So the trip did not go as planned. And it kind of goes to show that the infrastructure isn't there for electric cars yet. One charger's down and all of a sudden you can't make a trip. That's kind of a big deal. I mean, you have to get the vehicle towed and stuff like that. It's just not ideal, obviously. If I had a gas car, I would have got gas at the gas station that I was parked at for hours waiting for a tow truck. So that's the end of this adventure. I'm gonna get some charge in this thing and then head home and take a nap. The weird thing is that I got here with 6 miles left in the battery, and when I plugged it in, I had 20% left. Now, on the 2011 Nissan Leaf, you can't see the percentage of the battery, so I thought that was kind of weird. Like, on the newer ones, you could see the percentage. Now, would I have been able to drive that 20%? Like, did I have a little bit more than I thought? I don't know, but maybe someone else knows. If you do, comment. Leave a comment for me. Let me know. Alright. Well, that's the end of this adventure. Take care. But wait, there's more. So I wanted to kind of touch on my experience with this whole situation. I get to the top of the hill. Charger doesn't work. They suggested I level 1 charge to bring my battery pack. I don't know what he was talking about. He said my battery pack was too hot. I knew it wasn't hot. I thought maybe it was the low voltage or low charge warning. Maybe that was causing the DC charger not to work. None of it worked. The guy at the hotel was real friendly. He let me charge until his manager was going to get there or whatever. He told me I could stay till 5. I told him I don't want to stay till 5 because if I have to stay that long, I might as well tow it. Anyway, so once I level 1 charged for a while with the hotel, I went back to the DC quick charger. It didn't work, so I called customer service. I said, hey, it's not working. And he said, oh, yeah, it's something wrong on our end. Okay. There's no charger in sight for, I don't know, 40 miles or something like that. So the only alternative is to tow it home or sit there and charge, which I wasn't going to do via level 1 because of the amount of time that would take. So I towed it home. I told him that I wanted a refund for the funds that I had put on the account to get, because you have to have $20 balance. I had 10 in there already, so I had put 10 more on to make it my $20 balance for this charger to work that didn't work. So I told him I wanted a refund. He said, call back at 9 a.m. All right, so I get home, I sleep. I finally call them. Well, apparently he has caller ID because it's the same freaking guy that answered. It's like 4 in the afternoon at this point, so he's been up for 19 days or something. I don't know. He must be the only customer service guy. He goes off on me because I left him a bad review on PlugShare. All I said was that it didn't work, which was the case, that it didn't work. And all I said was that they wanted me to level one charge as an alternative, which isn't going to work. Anybody who owns a Leaf knows that that's a 20-hour process or whatever. It's just not going to happen. Nobody's trying to commute with the 20-hour break in between. So I tried to talk to him about the refund. He just wouldn't stop. He was rambling on, saying, "I don't need your business. We're the only people at 4,000 feet with a charger." Yeah, but it doesn't work. So I mean, you could be, you could say that all you want, but if it doesn't function, then it does me no good. All I wanted was my money back because I knew I wasn't going to use the service anymore. So he goes off and starts saying that he doesn't need my what did he say? He doesn't need my money, or he doesn't need me as a customer. Fine, I'm fine with that. We can part ways. Tells me that I'll get my refund on Monday, which was the weekend. You know and I mean, he just went on and told me a whole bunch of stuff. Wouldn't let me get a word in at all, and then hung up on me at the end. Now that's not how you treat customers. I mean, especially when it's kind of part of the EV community where there's a lot of wrinkles, there's a lot of kinks that need to be worked out, and people have to work with other people to make things happen. Now, if he's treating customers like this, that's a terrible business way to do business. If he's mad about my review on PlugShare, it's telling people, "Hey, this doesn't work." And the reason for that is because if the next guy tries to make the commute to LA, that's the only DC fast charger right there. So he's going to get stuck and have to tow home just like I had to tow home. So I don't think what I did was wrong. But what was wrong is the way that he handled, or the way that he handled his customer service towards me. So I opened up a dispute with PayPal for my money to get my money back, and I'm sure I will. I don't even care if I do. But there's no reason for a business owner or business representative, I don't know what he was, to treat people like that. So I don't know if anybody else has had similar experiences. I certainly do know that there needs to be some redundancy when you're traveling that type of grade and that type of distance. If there's no redundancy and you just got one charger to rely on and a subway sign, it's not going to work. It's not there. The infrastructure is not there. We need to get some type of backups. There needs to be multiple charging stations. It can't be a monopoly where this one guy gets mad at me and he doesn't want my business, which granted, I don't want his business either. I don't want to deal with him, but I should have another alternative, EVgo or ChargePoint or Blink, or somebody else should be there to pick up the slack where this guy's left off. So I know that I didn't get none of that on camera, but I got the car home, got it to Nissan, charged it up, everything's fine now. But yeah, without the redundancy, there's no way you can make trips like this. It just won't happen. Even though my car was an 11 bar Leaf, that wasn't the problem. I mean, it got there. It was that once you were there, if you can't charge, you can't charge. That's it. So that's kind of my story. I hope nobody else has a bad experience with this guy or with EVRS or EV Express. I don't even know what the billing says EVRS, but the sign says EV Express. So I don't know. Has anybody else had any bad experiences with him? Leave a comment. Let me know. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.